Welcome back, everybody. This is Shit We Are Grown-Ups. I am your host, Noah. This is
David.
Welcome back. We have another great episode this week. We hope you're having a fantastic Saturday morning. Yeah, how's your week been so far?
My week has honestly been so boring. Like, I'm so sorry. Nothing. Actually, I'm such a liar. I went to a concert in Richmond.
You did go to a concert. You had a pretty eventful week, actually.
I actually did. Sorry. I can't remember much of it, unfortunately.
That's ironic. How's the concert?
The concert was actually really fun. There was nobody around us that was as hype as us.
Who'd you go to see?
Sexy Red.
Of course.
I ain't got no
I don't know any of her music. I don't even know who that was until you said you were going to this concert. But I don't have social media, so
okay, I'll give you a free pass.
like I don't have TikTok. I don't have any of that stuff.
Take your dress.
Only a couple more months. But no, I don't have any social media, so I have no idea who this person is. Is she big?
She's big, but she would probably be classified right now as like an up and coming star.
Okay.
But if she does it right, which I think she will, she'll make it big.
Okay. What genre of music would you say she's in?
She's in like rap, hip hop. She's for the girls. But
Okay.
actually, I really like her a lot because she's for the guys too. Like most female rappers, it's just girls that listen to them. You don't know very many dudes.
I don't listen to a lot of female rappers.
See?
I mean, I do. Okay, so that's not true. I do listen to female rappers, just not ones that are like mainstream. Like I don't listen to Megan Thee Stallion or Cardi B or Nicki Minaj. Like I listen to like Danny Lay, Amalu. You probably don't know who either of those people are. Yeah, but like they're female rappers. BIA, Verbia.
I love Bia. I've seen Bia live.
So I listen to her.
Bia.
They artists like that, like they're not really like really well known, but they still have a popular fan base.
No, she's working her way up.
Would you compare her to like any of the mainstream big artists right now? Like any of the mainstream big female rappers right now?
I feel like the way that she's coming up, like at the speed she is, and like the outlets, like social media wise, like very big on TikTok with the music for the sounds and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I think you could kind of compare her to Megan Thee Stallion. So if she plays her cards right, she could become as big, if not bigger.
Interesting.
And they kind of do make like the same music.
Okay.
But one thing that Megan doesn't have as well, and it's proof now that I've went to this concert, that like the dudes are there too.
Oh, okay. So like there were crowds.
Yeah, there were crowds, and it was probably
of men. I mean,
yeah, it was probably like 40% men.
Wow,
there was more girls, but
that's shocking.
That's what I'm saying.
Where was it again?
It was at the National in Richmond.
How many people were there?
Honestly, not that much. It was like a theater.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's still cool though.
I don't know. There was probably like maybe between like 1,000 and 4,000 people somewhere in there. I don't know. There was a balcony behind us because we were in general admission on the ground in front of the stage. I don't know how many people were up there because I couldn't see up there.
Okay.
But it was loud up there.
Uh-huh. Well, that's good. It sounds like you had a fun time.
It was a lot of fun, yeah.
My week was pretty uneventful, as is. I mean, I work. Anna's pregnant, so.
Did I wake you guys up Thursday night?
Thursday night? Wasn't that the night of the concert?
No, that was Friday night. Thursday night was when we went to the Berg. And I got drugged.
Oh, you want to talk about that? I mean, we could talk about it. I didn't know if you wanted to, but I mean, let's talk about it. But no, you did not wake us up.
Really?
No, but like. No. Oh, I remember that whole like that night now. No, you didn't wake us up or anything. But I remember coming downstairs the next morning because I was going to work and I took Chance out to go to the bathroom. I woke Abby up on accident, and I like asked her how your night went, and she was like horrible. she was like David. We came home. And David like locked himself in his room, like freaking out. and then I had to get into his room with a credit card, and when I did, he locked himself in his bathroom and like was throwing up and like wouldn't let anybody near him. And I had to get into his bathroom with a credit card too. And then she told me that you threw up in your bed too.
Yeah.
Like,
I've never done that before.
but you didn't even drink that much. So
No.
you tell the story. Tell our viewers what happened, or our
Oh
listeners.
gosh. Okay, so we'll make it kind of short. It was Thursday night. One of my coworkers, Abby, she'd called me. She told me that one of her friends had gotten ear of a group of people that were hosting a party at one of the bars downtown.
Mm-hmm.
And you know me, and you know Abby's friend. Like, we love the nightlife. We're all about that type of party and life, and it's just fun for us. So obviously, I was down. I was like, yeah, of course I'm gonna go. So I was working. I had to wait till I got off. Abby and her friend ended up stopping by work, and we were just kind of talking. And we had spoken about it with a couple people and told them that we were going. And one person ended up going with us, but it was just one person at work. Um, Later that night, we ended up going down there, and I knew that I couldn't get too crazy. Selena knew that she couldn't get too crazy, and then Abby didn't get crazy at all.
Yeah.
So, but we had fun though. I drank a little bit, not nearly as much as I usually do because I knew that it just couldn't be a crazy night. It was Thursday night.
Yeah.
And like we were with people that we had never hung out with before. It was a new bar. Like none of us had been to the Berg before. We just had to be careful.
Mm-hmm.
We couldn't let our guard down because you know people are crazy. Come to find out, um, I end up getting two drinks, and then I didn't buy any more because I'd already spent $20. I was like, okay,
That's insane.
yeah, I know. That's why you pregame.
2 drinks for $20.
It was
That
$9.19.
I wouldn't even go out. Like
$9.19 a piece.
I don't. You know me. I don't even go out.
Yeah.
Hardly at all beforehand I got pregnant or anything. Like I hardly go out. That's not my scene. And that is like number two reason why. Like that,
No, I know. I just have to close my eyes. I know it's really bad, but that's why I always talk about pre-gaming so hard because you can go to the bar and not spend any money or just have one drink and sip on it.
mm-hmm.
But I bought those two drinks and I was at $20 already, and I was like, okay, you know what? I drink them too fast, whatever, we're done. Come to find out, this fourth friend went up and bought themselves a drink and then bought me a drink. And I was like, I I didn't ask for this. I was like, I'm sorry, like what? And they're like, no, I know. I got it for you because you were nice and invited me out with all of you guys. And I was like, okay, cool, whatever.
Okay, it's innocent.
Honestly though,
That
like
sounds innocent.
we
Yeah, like
they've
you
worked with us for
you
a
invited
while.
me out. Like I work. You invited me out. Let me buy
I
you
didn't
a
think
drink.
anything
So,
of it.
yeah.
We were
Okay.
just getting close,
Okay.
all four
Yeah.
of us. So I end up drinking this one slower because I'm like, okay, I've been blessed with the
Yeah.
third one. I need to save it. Yeah, I did not slow down. I
Okay.
just kept drinking it.
Are these like doubles?
Yeah, but I always get doubles.
This is a lot still. But anyway, continue.
So it's last call. It's like 1:30. I always get a drink on last call. I go up there. All four of us go up there. Only the fourth friend and I are gonna get a drink though. Selena and Abby are kind of standing like in the corner-ish of the bar, probably like 15, 20 feet away near the tables.
Okay.
And they order their drink, hand them their card, and then they walk over to me and take my drink. I tell them what I want, and then they make it, and then I go to hand them my card, and they were like, "No, they paid for it."
But they handed you that drink.
Yeah,
The bartender.
yeah.
Okay.
And I was kind of like, I kind of like threw me off guard, kind of upset me because I was like, "What's going on? Like, why do you keep buying me these drinks?" Like,
Yeah,
one's
that's a flag.
understandable.
A second one, like, what are you egging on,
I
man?
know.
Like,
I was
like,
kind
like,
of like, "What's going on?"
what's up? Like, they're drinks are not cheap.
No, they're not.
They're
That's
not.
why
So
I
like
quit
for somebody to
buying.
buy you like two doubles, like Like what do you want? Like what's up?
That's I said something though, because I was like, if anything, I should be buying your drink. Like you
Uh-huh.
scratch my back, I scratch yours, a drink for a drink.
Right.
And they were like, no, it's okay. Like it's fine. You guys have just been nice to me. You showed your kindness and your friendship at work, and not a lot of people have. So again, I was like, okay, like they're just
Okay.
trying to be nice.
Yeah.
Like this is the first time we're hanging out. They're just trying to like, whatever. So we didn't even think anything of it. Finished our drinks and left. It probably was maybe, I don't know, like what, I don't remember half of it. It was maybe like 30, 45 minutes, maybe 50 minutes from the bar to here. And then from what I was told was that I went upstairs, I locked myself in the bedroom.
But didn't you stop at? You said you stopped at Sheets.
Yeah,
So when did everything start tripping? Like
sheets.
at Sheets.
Yeah, the last thing, I'm completely fine. Like I'm not even blurry on the vision or the memory or anything because again, none of us really went that hard.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but as soon as the car stops, like I mean, I remember kind of like doing this, gone. That's the last thing I remember.
Were you driving?
No.
Okay.
Um, but that was the last thing that I remembered. And from what I was told was from everybody else's point of view at this point, I went upstairs. Everybody just kind of assumed that I was like gonna go puke and go to bed
Do you want
because
to pause? Because I have to take Chance out. He's
yeah, that's
whining.
fine.
Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna give you guys a mini story time while we're waiting of what I bought in Richmond when I went to the Sexy Red concert. And Noah, you'll just hear about this for the first time when you're editing this. So this will be a nice little surprise for you. Um, we woke up the next morning after the concert and we went to two Plato's Closets, and then we went to this really, really, really cool thrift store. I feel really bad because I can't remember the name of it. It was really cool. It was thrift something. But at the Plato's Closets, I got a really cool t-shirt. It has like a Barbie and it says, I think it says like dump her, dump him, dump her, dump them, something like that. I thought it was really cool, bought it. Come to find out, I come home later that day and Noah's wearing the same shirt. So now we have the same shirt. So um there's I got Panda Dunks. I was pretty proud of that. That was on my Christmas list, so now mom doesn't have to buy her adult child dunks for Christmas. um, they were brand new too. Um, what else did? Oh, I got a really cool pair of like the retro Reeboks. They're navy blue and white. I've been wanting them for a while. They were only $30. I was very proud of myself. They looked pretty new as well. And then I got a new pair of Ray-Bans. They're polarized. They're black. They look like cop sunglasses, whatever model that is. I'm really bad about keeping up with sunglasses. If I have one pair, I'm pretty good at keeping up with them because I guess my brain knows that if I lose them, I'm screwed. But the more pairs of sunglasses that I have, the quicker I lose them. I've had everything from Ray-Ban to Fossil, Gucci to Prada, to Fire, countless Ray-Bans. I don't know. It's ridiculous. Michael Kors, I've had those. That's all I got though, I think. Oh, oh, from the thrift store. I completely forgot the third one. Um, I bought a really cool, I'll have to show you guys. Really cool. It's like it's not like a disco ball, but it's the ball with the lights that shine out everywhere. I don't know what it's called, but it's like, and it spins. I don't know, but it was really cool, and it was only $8, and I was like, this will come in handy one day. Oh, and I got a Love Your Melon beanie from there. So that was $2. It was a good find.
Well, probably shoot for like an hour.
Okay.
So where were we?
Um,
Let's backtrack a little bit so I can kind of piece it together.
we got home. The four of us.
Or you got to Sheets. You said that you were fuzzy at Sheets. That's when everything hit you, and then you got home.
Mhm.
Yes, and then that. So you don't remember anything from when you got home.
No, you know what would be really cool actually to do?
Hmm.
Side note, look at that camera from that night
What camera?
on the front porch.
Oh,
I'm not signed in, so
you're totally
yeah.
right. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna do that. Keep telling the story, or like what?
Maybe that could help piece the questionable
So you
questionable
think
parts together.
so? If you haven't caught on right now, we think that he got roofied
The fourth
by the
person.
fourth person, but and then so what happened after? With
When we got home?
Didn't Abby go and investigate?
Yeah, so
I'm gonna look for the footage. You go ahead.
I I was like so incoherent and just like dead. I was like ragdolled. I was dead weight. Abby's been around me long enough to know that that's not me. No matter how bad I get, I've never been that bad because I know not to get that bad. So she got very concerned for what was going on because she knew something was going on, but she didn't know what. We woke up the next morning, Abby and I did, because Selena and the fourth person left.
Do you know around what time you got back? Sorry.
Wait, don't. I'm so sorry. It would be after 2:30. I know for a fact. But we started kind of talking about what happened throughout the night and like why that would have happened to me. Like, did I sneak a drink somewhere because I'm a drink stealer? Did I like go buy one? But the only thing that makes sense to us is getting roofied by this fourth person because the next day Abby worked with this person and this person had not asked me how I was doing at all. They have my phone number. They didn't ask me how I was doing. They didn't call me. Like it was just nothing. The first thing they do when they see Abby at work is run up to me or run up to Abby and they start questioning her about me. They were like, "How is David? Is he okay? Like, what's he doing? Is he feeling better? Did anything happen?" And Abby, the little hothead protective girl that she is, love her so much. She's my guardian angel. She looked at this person and said, "Oh, he's doing great now. He's perfectly fine." But he kind of acted like he got roofied the other night, the way he was acting. And this person's entire face, their entire
Was it this
demeanor.
past Thursday or the week before?
It was this past Thursday.
There's nothing on the camera from you coming home.
We'll have to look in a minute.
Like the 16th?
It should have been the 16th. I'll check my phone. Um, their entire demeanor, their face, their attitude completely dropped. And that was basically our dead giveaway.
Right.
That they were guilty of at least something.
Like something was up.
Yeah, because they avoided Abby almost entirely for the entire remainder of the shift. Abby would purposely make comments with them around, and they would always react to them, even though Abby was not speaking directly to them.
Mm-hmm.
Like they basically guaranteed, or like they basically gave themselves away.
Right.
But that's what happened Thursday night. Woke up, drove to Richmond, and went to a Sexy Red concert the next night. I don't know how I did it, y'all, because let me tell you.
You live a completely different life than I do.
I do.
I could never. I
But
could
I
never
think-
live like that.
I think it's like a healthy balance. I get you guys out. You guys keep me on the earth.
Mm. Is that how you see it?
Yeah. But like in a good way.
Well, before we get into the actual topic for the episode yet, we haven't even gotten into the topic of what we're going to be talking about today. I believe you had some lottery tickets
Yeah.
from your dollar, even
Yeah.
though really and truly your dollars in the cup holder, but you got them in spirit.
No, we don't always have to tell all the secrets that we know.
I think that having a full, honest communication with our listeners is important.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm gonna put that in the back of my head for safekeeping. That
Okay.
comment. You
Okay.
just wait. So, this lottery ticket is a blackjack. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have
Why don't you
6.
just show it to them?
Because there's no way they're gonna be able to read that. And what if they're listening?
Okay, I guess yeah.
For the
you
listeners,
still have to describe it.
I have a dealer's hand that I have to scratch, and then I have 6 of my own hands that have to beat the dealer's hand to win that prize.
All 6?
No, if I win in any of them, I win that specific prize. Yeah.
I suck at lottery tickets. I never win them.
I
One
love them.
time I was at lunch after church with my grandparents, and my grandparents giving me money to go get a scratch off for them,
Mhm.
and like I'd scratch it off, and I won a free ticket. So then I went to the same thing, got another scratch off, the same scratch off, and I got 3 free tickets in a row.
That's what
And
I
then
do
the
that
last one,
sometimes
and then the
too.
last one I won like $5.
Oh, it paid off.
But it was like 4 tickets.
You made $5 though.
It was interesting. Nobody would believe me if they weren't there, but yeah.
The dealer's hand is 17. Oh no, it's 18. My bad. My first hand was 17. My second round was 17. Oh, you guys, this is looking good. My third round was 17.
Wait, so the dealer only has one hand.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
My fourth round was 17.
This is not looking good.
My fifth round was 17. What in the world? And my sixth round was 17. How
did you get all 17? Can I see that?
Yeah, wait, hang on. Let me scratch this and see what the letter is. What in the world?
So you lost.
Yeah.
That's tragic. What a waste of $1. This is why don't gamble. This is why. You could have put that $1 into a savings account.
Can't even argue with that one. So I was back home last week at the hospital visiting my granddad, and the extended family came in and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And Harley, one of my little cousins, she likes to tattle on the family, on each other. Like not bad tattling, but funny tattling.
Yeah.
And I walked into the room, and the first thing, nobody can even say hello to me. The first thing that said is she says, Nana says that you have the travel bug. You have a travel disease because all you do is travel, 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 and you never stay home. And I just kind of looked at my Nana and I was like, excuse me? Do you not want me to take you to Canada next year?
You do travel a lot. That's like your thing.
I love traveling. It's so much fun.
Where all have you been?
Oh, okay. Countries. I haven't been to too many countries yet. I've been to Iceland.
That's already more countries than me.
Well, you'll have to add to your list with me. You guys will have to travel with me.
That's expensive.
No, I travel so cheaply.
I know, but you also travel to, you don't even know where you're going until you're halfway there half the time.
Yeah.
So
It's part of the experience, though.
I don't have that kind of
Keeps me young.
No.
But I've been to Iceland. I've been to Canada. I've been to United Kingdom. And then hopefully I'll be to Mexico in January.
You're going to Mexico?
Yeah. That's the plan at least. But I have to travel cheaply, so I have to watch the flights and the resorts.
Okay, so break this down for me. It's because I've never left the country. I've only flown twice. My biggest adventure was going to Hawaii. But
That's a gnarly flight though to Hawaii. That's
Eh.
not the easiest flight.
I mean, considering I didn't have any leg room, yeah. But other than that,
Where
it
did you
wasn't too
fly?
bad. Uh, that's a good question. I think American Airlines.
American, yeah.
I think so. Sounds familiar. All right. But yeah, that was my biggest flight. But the other one I went to Disney World. Like
Oh,
I
that's
flew from
fun.
PA to Florida. That was it. So you know how to do this whole flying cheaply thing. Why don't you explain to the listeners what you do?
Um, okay, so I'll explain what I did going to Europe. So, my friend and that goes to the University of London and we had been talking about travel plans for almost a year. It was probably 10 months, just trying to figure out the best time for me to travel cheaply and just for us to experience the most out of the trip with each other.
Mm-hmm.
So I would sit down most of the time once a day for 10 months and just scan flights on it's this website called Flight Connections and I live by it. It's so much better on a desktop though. Um, but I would scan flights through all of these different routes, through all of these different airlines, and I can watch them in real time go up and down for months at a time. So I would just watch these and kind of figure out when they would go up, when they would go down, what causes them to go up, what causes them to go down, and kind of played my cards. It's a lot of guesswork as well.
But you also go to the airport and buy tickets.
Yeah, I do that as well. I don't do that for international travel unless it's through Spirit or Frontier. Those are the only two that I'll buy the tickets for international travel
Hmm.
at the airport.
You like Spirit. I don't get it.
I swear by them. I've had one negative experience with them, and it was the very last time that I went with them.
I've flown Spirit once, I think. Oh wait, no, maybe it was Delta. Maybe I've never flown Spirit. I
You
forget.
know what, Spirit? I'm the first person in existence to ever praise you guys. I want some money. I want a free ticket. I want something.
Something.
Like, come on now.
Do something for me.
But I do. I genuinely like them a lot, and I've only had one negative experience, and I've flown with them more than anybody else.
Yeah, I hear a lot of shit about them.
I like them.
So where is your ultimate favorite place that you've traveled?
Ooh,
Like domestically, let's say.
domestically,
Yeah.
I would have to say it was probably tie between New Orleans and Willow, Alaska.
You've been to Alaska?
I have been to
I
Alaska.
did not know that.
I've been to almost half the states. I
Interesting.
want
So
to.
what was Alaska like?
I went for a mission trip with my church. So we worked while we were up there. It wasn't just like a lollygag, have fun trip. We actually
Mm-hmm.
did something, which honestly was a lot of fun for me. I felt useful and productive.
Yeah.
We flew up there though. We were up there for I think like 15 days. We ended up building like this big shed for the church to store their stuff for the winter.
Shit, that's cool.
That was a lot of fun. I have pictures of that. I'll have to show them to you.
Yeah.
We went to a couple different places nearby, little towns to go. There was like a farmer's market one day. They took us to Anchorage one day. So we had fun up there as well. They took us to it was like a kind of like a zoo. It was,
Was it cold?
no, I went in July. I had shorts and a t-shirt on.
Why do I have this unrealistic image that like Alaska's like this cold, barren, like snowy place?
It's kind of like, I guess,
I picture every time I think of Alaska, I picture the North Pole, like something like that. It's nothing like that, but
Northern Alaska can be like that. But I was below Anchorage. I'm pretty sure it was below Anchorage. So I was very, very, very far south into Alaska. And it was July.
mm.
And
So like, what was the weather like? Like it was just like
it was sunny, like 65 degrees, 70 degrees.
65 in the middle of July though is still pretty cold. Like that's significantly colder than it is here.
It wasn't too bad though.
65 in the middle of July, it'd be like 90 here.
But we were also outside working
Well,
all
no,
day.
I'm not saying like I'm not saying that you have to wear coats
Yeah.
and get ups and whatever. I'm just saying that like it's still colder than like here. Like it's not as unrealistic as I thought. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? That's cool. I think my favorite place is Hawaii. I didn't like the people I went with now, but like
How was Hawaii? What was your favorite? What was the biggest thing you remember?
um the views. I went around we went driving around this mountain. I don't know any of the names of anything I'm talking about. I was just along for the ride for the most part, for real. But we went like around this mountain type thing, and it drove along a rocky cliff that looked over the ocean, and like the waves would come in and smack up and like make these huge crashes along the rocks and everything. It was so cool. Other than that, we went to like this botanical gardens thing. It was like a
Oh,
rainforest type thing, and it was
yeah.
actually where we went was where they filmed the intro to Jurassic Park. Like the da-na-na-na-na,
Oh,
like with
that's
the
cool.
mountains, like
Yeah.
it's in Hawaii. Like that's where we went. And like we didn't know that until like we were already there. But yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy.
Did you go to any black sand beaches?
No, that's on like the main island. We were on
Oh,
that was like the big island.
yeah.
Like all those like touristy kind of things, like the tourist attractions with the volcanoes and the black sand beaches and all that. That's all like on the main island, like the big island.
Mm-hmm.
We were on Oahu, which is where the capital is, that Honolulu. But like it's a smaller island. Most people don't know that.
Oh, I didn't.
Most people think Honolulu is like the capital's like on the biggest island,
Yeah.
but it's not. It's on one of the smaller ones, and
Hmm.
that's where a lot of the locals live. Like a lot of Oahu doesn't get as many like tourists. Like it's mainly like people that live there, versus the main island is like all that stuff. But it was still really beautiful. I mean, the water like you could see directly through it. You could see the ocean floor from
Yeah.
like 6 to 8 feet under. You could still see the bottom. It was pretty crazy.
That's something that I've never experienced. It's like
Yeah,
crystal clear
it was
water.
like crystal blue water. But yeah, that was a fun trip.
Yeah. How long were you over there?
Uh, 10 days, I want to say.
Okay, so it was a nice
Yeah,
trip. Yeah.
yeah, it was for a decent amount of time. I had some great food. Oh my God, the food was amazing.
Okay, so what was the tastiest thing?
Oh, we went to this restaurant called Monkey Pod.
Monkey pod?
Monkey Pod. It's just it's a kind of a nicer end, higher end restaurant, but it's like tropical themed kind of.
Yeah.
Um, like beach type themed. Um, Pretty expensive, but they had really good food. We went a couple times. That's how good it was. But they had this one pizza that was like it was like this like garlic pesto sauce with like chicken and pineapple and peppers, and like you wouldn't think like that was the first time that I genuinely enjoyed pineapple on pizza.
Really?
Was there? Yeah, I tried it and it was so good. Like I can't even hate. Like it was so good. And then we also had like I had this mahi mahi fish. It was so good. It like melts in your mouth, but the whole thing was really expensive. Drinks are good, food was good, everything was absolutely amazing. But our bill was like $400
Oh my gosh.
for five of us.
Did that include tip and tax?
No,
Neither?
tax, but not tip. It's still $400 for
I'm
five
trying to
people.
justify it in my
You
head,
can't, you can't.
but
That's Hawaii for you though. It was like $10 for a gallon of milk there.
oh my gosh.
Yeah, they're it's insane because everything's imported. Absolutely everything's imported.
Oh yeah.
You know, so it, but it was still. I would love to go back. But if I went back, I would want to go to the main island and like do all the like the touristy
You know
stuff
what?
too. You know,
I'll find us a cheap flight for September.
September.
Yeah.
Why September?
Well, how long do you need to save?
It was just a very odd, like, that
I
was
don't
oddly
know.
specific.
I don't know. What was the nastiest thing you had over there?
I didn't eat anything I didn't want to try.
Really?
Yeah,
And
no.
so it was all good?
It was all good. There wasn't one, but also like there wasn't really anything that I didn't necessarily want to try. Like everything was really good. There's this one fast food chain out there called Zippy's. It's like only in Hawaii.
Yeah.
Or I think there are some on the West Coast too. I think I'm actually tripping, but like in Hawaii they have you know what spam musubi is.
Mm-hmm.
They have that. I've never had spam before in my entire life. I thought it was like disgusting, but I had spam musubi there. Oh my god, that was good.
You don't like spam?
I never did until then.
My little brother had spam for dinner
I just
tonight.
don't like. I just don't like the thought of canned meat. I'll never get past it. But like that was good. And they also had these like teriyaki burgers.
Oh, that does sound good.
You know, oddly enough, you would think that being in Hawaii would be easy being like a pescatarian or vegetarian. It's not. I
Yeah.
mean like it is, I guess, but like that like fast food, like they still have the same fast food, like the same options, the same I guess they don't have like the same chains. They don't really have any chain restaurants like that we have, like Olive Garden, Red Robin, like any kind of chain like that that's like all over the country.
I feel like people that go to Hawaii aren't really wanting to go to an
Yeah,
Olive
no.
Garden.
They had a Red Lobster across from our hotel.
Really?
They did.
Oh
Yeah, they
gosh.
did. But that was the only one I remember. That was the only chain I remember. That was in Hawaii. It was also the first time I ever had Jack in the Box.
I've never had it.
So good.
Never had it.
It's all chicken though.
I
It's
would
all
have
like chicken and burgers though. You wouldn't eat anything
I would
there.
just have to try the fries from all
Yeah,
these
you would just
different
get
places.
how does that feel?
What?
Like you have to judge fast food based off of their fries and solely their fries, for the most part.
For the most part, I do, yeah. Honestly, it doesn't really bother me too much, not gonna lie, because I love potatoes. I just love potatoes. I love carbs. I think that's why it's so easy on top of like everything else with being a pescatarian. I think it's why it just kind of like it doesn't bother me ever.
Okay, I see. It would kill me to not be able to like eat fast food, like not have that option.
Well,
I eat
honestly,
fast food way too often.
it's been so long since I've had any like chicken, beef, or anything like that. I don't remember the taste of it, so I can't really crave it.
I guess that's true. Anyway, let's get back on topic. Do you prefer domestic travel or international travel?
Um,
This is a you question. I've
yeah,
never left the country, so.
I I like international travel because I think it's more exciting
Hmm.
and it's just I don't know. I don't it's just more of a thrill, I guess, like you're going to a different country. And like honestly, it's kind of weird for me to say this, but I kind of like going through security and TSA and stuff, like the anxiety that you get from it because I know that I'm not gonna get in trouble. Like I'm not doing
Right.
anything wrong. I don't have anything bad.
But
I'm
the
not
little
plotting
adrenaline.
anything.
Ooh.
Yeah, like when I was coming back from a perfect example, when I was coming back from Europe, when I had a layover in Iceland, um, they pulled certain people to the side and was interrogating them. They didn't do that going into Europe on the way, only on the way into America. And I was one of the ones that was selected. Out of a completely full airplane, there was maybe 8 or 9 people that got pulled. And they were asking me all these questions like, what's your name? Where are you from? What were your plans while you were in Europe? What all did you actually do? Who did you know over here? Like it was like scary.
I
Like
got a screening.
yeah, like I felt like they were watching me or something, or I felt like I had done something wrong and they were just
Yeah.
waiting to catch me. But no, it was just a safety measure. But like I don't know, it was like thrilling, I guess.
You know, that's so funny because when I was in Hawaii, I wanted to bring souvenirs back for my whole family, and I had found like coral, like dried up coral,
Oh no.
and I like put it in my bag, and
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, I'll just bring it back for my family, and I got to the airport, got through TSA, I put my bag in the bag through the thing, and they're like, "Can you please step aside for me?" I was like, "Sure." And they like were like, "No, no, no, like over here." And they like had me stand like in a specific area, and like they were like pulled my bag aside, and they were like, and they like asked me, they're like, "In the bag," and I was like, "Rocks."
Rocks.
I was like, I mean, like they're not. I'm not lying. They are rocks. Like,
Yeah.
and I was like, I mean, like it's just rocks from the beach. Is that all right? And they're like, oh, yeah, we thought it was like a bomb. And
What?
I was
Wait,
like,
what?
what? I was like, wait, what?
I thought
I
you were just
guess
gonna get in trouble for taking
I
coral.
thought that too. Like it was like an agriculture thing, but no. But like
We thought it was a
I guess the
bomb.
way like I don't know why, but I guess like the way something was laying in my bag like looked weird to them. They like stepped aside. They like asked, they were like, so we could search your bag, and I was like, yeah, I don't
That's
give a shit.
terrifying.
I don't give a shit.
That's crazy that they pulled you for something like coral though, because
Some
um
places you can't do that.
no, that's what I thought it was you're gonna get at because there's a lot of places in like South America, Central America, you
Yeah,
can't bring a
like
lot of plants and stuff
you
back.
can't. We couldn't. So like there were things that we couldn't take in. Like we couldn't bring like you can't bring plants from the U.S. like from the mainland into Hawaii. You're not allowed to.
Oh, that could wreak havoc on an ecosystem.
You're not allowed to because um Hawaii has a completely different like dynamic of like insects and
Mm-hmm.
like they don't have mosquitoes at all. So like if there's a mosquito hiding in some plant or like something, you bring it on into Hawaii, you're gonna start a whole like you're gonna start a whole big thing. But they don't like get. I'm pretty sure that they don't need to like get vaccinated for like malaria or shit because they don't have mosquitoes.
That's crazy. I would still want to get vaccinated though, because I wouldn't plan on being on the island my entire life.
Well,
Well, I'm a traveler.
I think it might be like if you travel, like you have to, but like otherwise,
Maybe like a voluntary one.
yeah, but like otherwise, like why not? Like why would you? You know.
That's true.
But yeah, like they don't have mosquitoes, so like, and that's a big thing. But like we had to fill out forms going in that we didn't have any contact with like such things, or like we didn't have like we didn't weren't bringing any kind of plant life or things into Hawaii. Yeah, so they have restrictions about going in, not so much about going in.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
Mm. Um, I
so
guess
would you still say did you say international?
I would say probably international. Um, One thing that I really do like about, honestly, it's really not even a thing for us because Europe has us beat so hard for this. I was gonna say, I like to travel domestically, especially on the East Coast because it's so cheap to travel. But you can travel anywhere in Europe basically for cheaper than you can here.
I like going on road trips more than flying. Like that's why I would say like I like staying in the like I would I plan to travel and I want to go and like travel internationally and go see different countries and like of course sorry. Of course when I'm like when I'm successful like I want to do those things but like I don't know I enjoy a good road trip. There's something to be said for it.
I do
For
too, yeah.
puffing it, you know?
I do road trips all the time. My poor car.
What's the furthest place that you've like driven to?
I don't remember which of the three is the longest. But I drove to Toronto, Canada. I drove to Miami, Florida, and then I drove to New Orleans, Louisiana.
Which was the most difficult?
The most difficult, from a bias standpoint, I hate the drive to Florida. I hate it. I don't care if I'm driving, I don't care if I'm riding. I just think that specific drive is a very difficult drive
Like
for
it drives
me
you.
personally, especially when you can fly down there for almost any day of the week for $20
Yeah.
and an hour and a half. Um, but overall, I would probably say the drive to Canada was the most difficult because it was going on during COVID.
How long did it take you?
I don't remember. That's the thing.
That had to have been like days.
No, no, it couldn't have been more than like 14, I don't think. Because New Orleans and Miami were both around the 12, 13, 14 mark. The trip to Toronto probably was the most difficult overall because I had to drive the entire time, like up and back. It was a I don't know the technical, like it's just my own special term. I'd call it like a red eye drive where you drive overnight.
Okay.
But I had to drive overnight, so I had no choice but to make pit stops to take naps, and I don't like doing that. Um, and it was like I said, it was during COVID, so I had to get a negative COVID test. I had to take it within 72 hours of arriving at the Canadian border.
Oh, so you had to like time this
Yeah.
up.
And at that time, COVID tests were taking up to 5 days.
Right.
So if you're
So
just kind
you
of
had
screwed.
so you had like 2 days to get there.
Yeah, and I also had to hope that they put it through the system fast enough before it was basically a dead test.
Yeah.
Thankfully, it did come through. It came through probably 15 minutes before I got to the border. Yeah, I was. It's so terrible to say, but I was sitting here thinking, "Am I gonna have to forge a COVID test?" Like that's exactly what I was thinking.
Wow. That's terrible.
It's terrible. Yeah, so that one was pretty. And they also thought I was trying to smuggle drugs. Yes.
Why?
I think it was because so obviously I had to keep stopping to like make pit stops to sleep so I didn't fall asleep behind the wheel. So the seats were in the back, were laid down. I had a blanket back there, I had a pillow back there. I also had my safe back there because I had my money and I had my passport and stuff in it.
Okay, that does look a
And
little suspicious.
I'll give it to him. It
Like,
does look sus.
suspicious, but
But for like they brought the drug dogs out. They had all the doors open, searching through the console and
see,
the
that's a
bucket
little
seats and
head ass.
stuff.
I would have just asked you.
Also
Like
asked
been like,
me.
can you show me what's in the box? You know what I mean?
I did unlock it for him though. I was like, there's nothing in there, I promise.
Yeah.
Some cash and a passport. But that probably was like the most.
Did you do that by yourself?
No, I went with a friend.
Oh, okay.
Also forgot to sign up for out of the country service. My phone wouldn't work unless I was at the hotel with Wi-Fi or I was like within maybe like 100 yards of the border. Yeah, that was an interesting trip. Thankfully, it was only a couple days.
I have a pretty rough experience driving from Pennsylvania to South Carolina.
How long's that trip?
That's about a 15-hour drive.
15 hours?
Yeah, that's a pretty long drive. It's like not 15. I think that's a little gas. It's like 13 and a half. But it's in that ballpark.
Yeah.
And so I went with David and his ex. This was years ago, this is probably about 3 years ago now. 2 or 3 years ago now.
About the same time I went to Canada.
Yeah. Around COVID time, yeah. I had my 2005 Honda Pilot. That was my favorite car in the whole world.
That was the best model car ever in existence.
That was my favorite car that I've ever had. But this is actually a pretty long story. But we had planned this trip and we got this Airbnb and we were gonna stay and we were gonna check in at noon. And then so we wanted to get there with plenty of time, like before noon. Or not with plenty of time, but we wanted to get there, so we got there at noon. We wanted to leave in the middle of the night. And
a red-eye drive.
Yeah. So what I did was I was the only one at the time with a license. So it was me all the way. Like it had to be, you know what I mean? So I stayed up the entire night the night before.
No.
Yep. No, this is my strat. This is a solid strategy.
It don't work for me.
I stayed up the entire night the night before.
No.
Yep. And then the next day, I was still up in the morning. My AC had been broken in my car. It was like just blowing hot air, and it smelled really bad, and there was a rattling noise. Turns out there was a dead rat in my cabin air filter. Yeah, that
Oh.
was gross. But it took me all morning to replace that because I had to take my passenger seat out so that I could get underneath the dashboard because that's underneath like the behind the glove box. 'Cause that's where it is.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to pull all that out. And I literally remember I was like upside down like this, pulled it out
No,
like
no.
this, looked at it, saw it, and I'm like, oh, and I
Oh,
threw it out the.
I thought you were gonna say it fell on your
No, no, no,
face.
no. Like it was like in a compartment that I just like pulled down. But
Yikes.
yeah, that was scary. But like, so by the time, but that took way longer than I expected. My plan was to just do that in the morning, be out, be asleep by noon. Took way, way longer than I expected. We didn't get done until like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And I was like, fuck. But now we were all hungry. And of course, David wanted to go to Cece's, which was 30 minutes away. And once again, I was the only one with a license. So I had not slept this whole time. Drove to Cece's 30 minutes away. I was falling asleep
I think
driving.
you're a better friend than me.
Falling asleep driving. Finally got back to the house. I remember I stayed over at David's house that night because we were leaving that night. Um, we got back around like 7. I came inside and or I guess no, I guess we finished it earlier because we came back around like 5, so we must have finished the AC around like 2,
Mm-hmm.
and then went out and got food. But we got back around 5, and I remember getting out of the car, walking inside faster than David or his ex, and they were talking and like walking inside. Da 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 da. I walked into David's room. I was asleep before he even got in the room.
Holy, whoa.
I laid on his bed and I was asleep before he even got in the room. He was walking right behind me.
Oh my God.
Yep. I was so tired. And then I slept until like 2 a.m. Woke up, loaded up the car, had a case of Bang energy drinks, and David and I drank those Bang energy drinks and stayed up the whole drive. And not for nothing, David stayed up the entire time with me.
Oh my gosh.
So I mean, now for part of it, he was like watching Netflix on his phone and shit, not really talking to me, but
At least he was awake.
he was awake. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like if anything happened, but yeah. So that was like the longest drive, but that was also like that going down was like my favorite road trip.
Really?
100%. I was so tired by the end of it, and we had made the mistake of getting a case of the same Bang energy flavor. So by the 6th or 7th Rainbow Skittles, I was pretty done with it. You know, I was pretty like grossed out by it, and they had gotten warm. So I was
Ew.
like, yeah, it was. But that was my first time. The way it took us, it drove us through DC, and that was my first time seeing like the Pentagon, the
Really?
monument.
You have no idea
And
how
I
big
didn't
the
even-
Pentagon is until you see it.
And I didn't even go, like, I didn't even, like, we were just driving through, but, like, just seeing it was pretty cool. I've been to DC since and, like, seen all those things since, but that was my first time, like, driving through it.
Mhm.
And it was really cool driving at night, like, because there was not a single other car on the road, because by the time we got to DC, it was, like, maybe, like, 4 a.m., 4 or 5 a.m. No, like, 3, 4 a.m., not a single car on the road. But all the city lights were on and stuff, and it was just really cool. And then on the way back up to Pennsylvania, I got a reckless ticket in Virginia, but we drove through Baltimore, so I got to see Baltimore.
Virginia will get you. The ugliest city I've ever been to.
Wow,
Baltimore.
really?
My least favorite state I've ever been to. Maryland.
Wow,
I can't
I like
stand that state.
Maryland.
They've
It's
got
okay.
one of my most. I
It's
have a very.
it's mid, you know.
It's my least favorite state, and I have a very, very, very love-hate relationship with BWI. So one thing that I think is very different between us experience-wise is at New York City,
Oh yeah, for sure.
because you live kind of close.
Yeah, I mean not terribly close. Not terribly close, but like, you know, close enough where I've been, you know, a number of times.
Uh-huh.
And it's not like I think that you go in blindly.
I do. I travel blindly
You
often.
you were the most trusting person when you travel, and New York City is probably the least trustworthy place to be. One of anyway. But yeah, no, New York's no joke.
Yeah, I
You-
found
you-
that out.
You gotta be, especially even if you're just visiting, like and you're going in those tourist destinations, there are people that are hustling you. There are people who like will pickpocket you. Like
Mm-hmm.
that, you gotta watch out. And I'm not saying that like that. Oh my God, New York's full of crime and full of shootings and lootings and shit like that. Like no, I'm saying like you just gotta like keep your personal belongings to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Keep your people close. You know, like that kind of thing. But you, well, it's because you're not from there. You're not even from. You're from here,
Yeah.
and I can see how that is a big culture shock. Like I think what prepared me the most for New York is the fact that a lot of people in my hometown would like used to live in New York. They had jobs in New York. They
Mm-hmm.
lived in New York. And then when the housing market crash happened in '08, they all moved to Pennsylvania in my hometown because the housing market was so much cheaper. They
Mm-hmm.
can get these nice ass houses, and then they would just drive an hour and a half, 2 hours to work every day.
Mm-hmm.
And so Stroudsburg, like my friends and I used to call it like Little Manhattan. Like it
Oh,
was
really?
like it wasn't like cityed up or anything, but like the people that were from there, or like I would say probably a good 60 to 70% of the people that I went to high school with were from New York.
Holy cow.
Yeah, like because all those people just flocked, and so like Eric lived in New York. Eric
Yeah.
lived in Brooklyn until he was 8, and then he moved over
Yeah,
to
that lines up. Oh, that's crazy.
see like I'm jumbling my words, but there was just a huge flood of people coming from New York that moved into like the Poconos, my hometown.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I always kind of like, even if I didn't know what was going on, I was surrounded by people that did. You know what I mean? Like Eric knew New York, but way better than I did. You
Uh-huh.
know. But yeah, I mean, coming from the South, I mean, what did you expect going for the first time?
Well, I think just traveling all the time everywhere kind of helps me with recognizing that we're in a very special place, like based off friendliness and hospitality and kindness and stuff. So I knew that I was gonna have to be careful in New York City. I just didn't realize it, like you said, it was a culture shock. And once one thing goes wrong, everything is so close to one another, everything else goes wrong.
Yeah, you have to. I think that New York is like the one place where you have to be aware 24/7. You
Mm-hmm.
have to constantly, not just of like not just to prevent like theft or anything happening to you, but like just so you like can see where people are going, and like
Mm-hmm.
just so you know like directions, like which way you're headed, like and where you're trying to go, and which subway goes where, and where's your hotel, and
Oh my
like that
gosh.
whole thing, you
The
know.
subway in New York City was horrendous.
Everybody thinks the subway is going to be this cool experience where there's all these like entertainers and acrobats and all these people doing cool ass shit, but it's really just a bunch of people like cram packed like sardines just trying to get to the next stop. You know,
The
it's kind of gross.
the New York subway makes London's tube look like a passageway for the elite.
I've never been to London. I've never left the
It's
country.
their
So.
subway system. Underground, they call it the tube. It's like literally the same thing, but it's
Okay,
so much like nicer. Like for lack of better words, normal.
New York's pretty grimy. I don't really take the subway when I'm there. I kind of just take the train into where to the Grand Central, and
Mm,
then I kind of don't really. I don't ever really. Whenever I go to New York, I don't really ever want to go further than that. And if I did, I wouldn't even take the train into the city. I would just drive from the outskirts in.
really?
We drove to, or I went to Queens one time because I went to Pride,
Hmm.
and I stayed in Queens, and I drove in, but I didn't drive in through the city. I went around.
I could never imagine driving up there. It's actually terrifying.
Oh, I would never drive in the city. In Manhattan, no, she couldn't.
Terrifying.
You could not pay me. No, there's no amount.
How do
I don't
people
even
do
get.
that?
I don't even get road rage, and but there's no amount you could pay me. I don't even know how they do it. They're cram packed. Like the cars are literally have this much space between them.
I know. It's insane. You can't even walk in between them.
Oh, see now, now I'm the motherfucker that'll just walk anywhere as I please in the city, like I own the damn place. Like pedestrians have the right of way all the way.
Yeah, I found that out when I was up there.
So no shame in my game.
It was funny to me the amount of people that simply just did not give a fuck about traffic. Like people going out on the road to
Nope.
take photos, to just do things. It did not matter.
Nope.
They would lay on their horns, and the people they didn't even hear it. They're still taking pictures.
A lot of people in New York are assholes,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of people that are doing that are not from there, and they're assholes, and they're just doing it because they can, and because what are you gonna do? Drive over somebody in the middle of Manhattan in broad daylight? Are you fucking
Yeah.
serious? Like you know what I mean? Like people just don't give a fuck, but it those people that like go out in the street and do that shit, they're not from there.
Mm-mm.
No. First of all, I would never. I used to want to live in New York.
I did too until I
I
went.
used to want to live in New York. I had been a few times and I still wanted to live in New York, but I know no now I could never, especially with Chance.
Oh no,
No.
never. No.
Chance in a New York apartment. Oh my god. For reference, Chance is a medium-sized dog. He's about 60 pounds, so he'll be boy. I'm like stuttering a lot right now.
I'm too.
I don't know
I'm
why,
foggied.
but yeah. So New York is a completely different perspective. And I think you picture New York and you picture like Times Square and like the fancy stuff and the big stores and all that. But like or that's at least what Hannah thinks of New York as, but I'll tell her about a place in New York that's like it literally looks like Blacksburg.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll be like, this is where I want to go. She'll be like, no, I'm not going to the city. It's
Well,
not the city.
that's kind of where we stayed at when we went to New York. It kind of reminded me of here.
Yeah.
I was like, wow.
Queens is pretty similar. I mean, like the outskirts of Queens.
Yeah, we were in Flushing.
Yeah. I stayed in Jamaica and like that
I
was
loved Jamaica.
I stayed in Jamaica and that was pretty similar to here, I think. A little bit.
That's where Nicki Minaj is from, Southside Jamaica. Yeah.
The more you know, fucking know everything about that.
I do know everything about her.
So, hotels versus Airbnbs. What do you got? What's your take?
Um, it depends on why I'm traveling.
Okay.
Cause if it's more of just like I just need to spend the night somewhere. Like I think a good example would have been like the Sexy Red concert in Richmond. I went to the concert and it was too late to drive back home, so I just needed somewhere to sleep. So I would grab a hotel because
Yeah.
it's just faster, easier, cheaper, quicker. But if I was going like for Atlanta, when I go down there for my birthday for the weekend, I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna like probably be pretty obnoxious when I come back because I'm gonna be drunk. I don't want to be in a hotel where there's
Okay.
other people around where I could get a noise complaint because I'm gonna be up all night long. You know, so I
Yeah.
feel like an Airbnb would be better in that instance.
I am pro hotel, I think.
Why?
I think it all boils down to I've had positive experiences at hotels and Airbnbs, but I've not necessarily had a negative experience at a hotel. Too as where I've had negative experiences with Airbnbs.
What negative experiences?
Okay. I think there's only like one that really sticks out, but I was going to New York for an event, we'll say.
Okay.
And I was going to a concert, really.
Mm-hmm.
But I was going to New York with someone,
Mm-hmm.
and we got an Airbnb, and it said on the posting, like single unit, like whole unit, one bed, one bathroom apartment,
Mm-hmm.
da 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 da, at this address. Okay, so I booked it.
Yeah.
And I messaged specifically to make sure that it was like the whole unit because I don't You know how Airbnb does like that shared, like you can rent out a room of someone. Yeah, I don't like that.
I don't do
That's
that.
creepy. That's too much. But so I messaged to make sure it's a whole unit. They said yes. I first of all got the address. The address was not correct, like at all.
That is kind of a big problem on Airbnb.
I know, it was not correct at all. It was like 5 blocks down. And I was like, okay. So I finally got to the place. I walk into the front door. It's locked. You need a key code to get into the door because it's like an apartment building.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I wasn't given a key code. So now I'm calling the person, trying to figure it out. They're not answering the phone. I call them like 3 or 4 times. Finally, they answer the phone. They said, "Oh, I have to come down and let you in." I said, "Excuse me?"
Wait,
They said, I have to come down and let you in, but I'm not gonna, but, or they said I have to come let you in, but I'm not gonna be back until like 3. It was like 2 o'clock. I was like, so what, I'm supposed to just sit here? And he was like, well, I'm at work right now. And I was like, I'm confused. I said, let's back up here. What am I renting? And turns out I paid to rent a room
in his house.
in his apartment, in his like 2 bedroom apartment. I was like, I was like, please, Lord, forgive me. I literally, I was so fucking mad. Oh, I was so mad. Got on the phone with Airbnb like support and everything, and basically they told me to eat dick.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and I ended up getting a hotel because I was not staying with that dude. Like, no, no. So I ended up getting a hotel, and um, yeah. Eventually, I got a refund from Airbnb. Eventually, but I had to fight like for 3 weeks over it.
See, now that's crazy
It
though.
was ridiculous. But like that's not only my only experience with Airbnb. Like I was telling you with that Myrtle Beach trip with David, like we got an Airbnb then, and that was really nice.
Mm-hmm.
It was like a I think it was actually a 3 bedroom. It was like a 3 bedroom Airbnb. That was nice. It had a kitchen, living room. It was like a condo.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like 3 minutes from the beach.
Holy cow.
Yeah, that one was nice. But no, the that one in New York. It's New York, man. It's fucking New York.
It
I'm
is
telling
New
you,
York.
man.
That place was rough.
Oh shit, I can't. But like so as for hotels, yeah, I've been to shittier hotels. Like everybody's had like their shittier experiences at hotels, but I wouldn't necessarily consider any of them bad.
Mm-hmm.
You get what you pay for. Like, the only hotels that I've had like a shitty kind of experience in, I paid a shitty price for. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I got the cheapest room at a mid hotel. Like
that's
it's
right.
not
Yeah.
really a high quality hotel to begin with. I got the cheapest room. Like I'm just glad that there's not bugs.
Do you check for bugs?
Yeah.
I heard that I do too.
A little bit. Like I'm not like the mattress. You
Oh,
know,
I
like
do.
oh no, I'm
I
not.
take the bed skirt off and
No,
then
no,
put and look
I
in
don't do
between,
all
but that's
that.
it.
I don't do all that. But
That's the only thing you do.
I'll peek around. But no, like if I'm gonna get a hotel room that I don't really want to pay a lot for, first of all, I'm gonna go to like maybe a 3-star hotel. I don't trust 2 stars or less. I won't do it. But I'll go to like a 3-star hotel. I get the cheapest room.
Mm-hmm.
Not expecting much, you know what I mean?
You just need a bed.
Like there's a bed, there's lights, there's a TV with basic cable, there's hot water, there's a shower, like
Mm-hmm.
who am I to say shit? But on the other side, I've paid top dollar and I've gotten top dollar experiences.
Yeah.
I don't think there's ever really been a time at a hotel where I paid a really good price and didn't get that value. I think I've always found that what I paid for is what I got,
Yeah, that kind of lines up for me too.
But paying for a damn bedroom? Oh, nah. No, it got me fucked up.
Have you ever seen on the booking websites like booking.com, Kayak, Video, all those, where it's kind of like a hybrid between Airbnb and them?
No, but do you know what I fucking hate about them?
What?
I hate that they constantly redirect you. Booking.com,
Yeah, I was about to call them out.
Expedia, what's another one?
Kayak.
Hotels.com. What's the one with the commercial with the white dude?
What?
Trivago. Hotel Trivago. They all redirect you to one another. Like, damn, give me the hotel. Like, I hate those. I honestly, if you go to directly to hotels website, it's probably cheaper.
It is a little bit cheaper, but I like the rewards. Cause I
don't travel enough to get the rewards.
oh, see, I do.
I don't.
I travel, yeah, that makes sense. But my favorite place that I used to book through was booking.com, and them bitches scammed me like $2,000. Yeah. Yeah, I hope to God
What?
I hope to God they hear this one day.
Can
Yes.
you please elaborate?
So I went to Rolling Loud last year, right, in Miami,
Uh-huh.
and there was a group of us. There was like 8 of us, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And we were trying to find a place to stay. We ended up finding one on the way down there, and it was through Booking, but it was kind of like Airbnb because it was a unit by an individual, but they went through Booking, so you're supposed to have that guarantee, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I booked through booking.com.
Wait. I'm already lost. So it was a booking, it was a group thing, but you paid it individually?
No, they sent me the money and I paid for it with my card.
Okay.
It went through and everything was fine. And then the dude called me like hours later and he was like,
It was one of these hybrid things.
yeah, where it wasn't a hotel chain, it was an individual. He was like, you need to send me money for this, and you need to send me money for this. And I also have a deposit for this. And I was like, wait, I paid for this through booking.com. Like I could understand some sort of deposit.
But that should all be like at booking.com,
That's
like
what I
at the
would think
checkout.
too. But
You shouldn't have to be paying all this money just to be told, "Oh, I need all this now," before you can even get it. Like, what?
Well, see, that's why I was like, this makes absolutely no sense, especially with all these random fees that you're talking about. I was like, what? So I ended up canceling the reservation and contacting booking.com, like on the phone. I was like, hey, this is what's going on. This makes absolutely no sense to me. I need my money back because I need to get a new place tonight. And I spoke to 3 different people, and they all 3 were like, yeah, you made the right call. This is not how this should be going down, but I don't know what to do. So let me send you to somebody else because I can't figure it out. And the third person eventually was like, I like bookmarked your case or whatever. It was a little bullshit. They were like, I bookmarked your case. If you don't get your money back or you don't get an email within like XYZ days, call us back. I was like, okay, so I did.
Did you ever get your money back?
No,
David.
to this day. I don't know how to get it back.
How long ago was this?
Last July.
I'd be suing them.
Okay, well then help me. I don't know.
Oh my God, I'd be suing the shit out of them. They scammed you, like out of a couple $1,000.
Yeah. But I don't know what to do.
What did you tell your friends?
Like,
get fucked?
no, I was like, hey, you guys, I need more money, and nobody had a choice. We all just had
Wait, you went on the trip?
We were already on the way down there. We got okay. Let me back up a little bit.
I am missing chapters
You
of this
did.
story.
I tried to make this a real short story and it didn't work. So you're gonna call me such an idiot because I'm so trustworthy.
You paid them.
No, so yeah. So but not them. Somebody else. Okay. So
Just gonna let you
yeah, this is gonna be a story. I travel a lot, right? And I like know a lot of ways and I know a lot of like little groups and stuff that I can like find stuff. and deals and whatnot. So it's no secret that there's Reddit groups. And this specific group was that I was in was for Rolling Loud. Um and it's very common for festivals, especially, I don't know what else, but it's very common for them to post listings on the specific Reddit forums and be like, hey, I have a 5 bedroom. There's 3 of us going. This is our stats. If you're interested and you want a room with us and split the cost, just let us know. That's really common.
Okay.
But you have to be careful because they're scammers.
Yeah.
I thought I just figured this guy out. I was like, okay, this is good because I've never been scammed before. Like I always catch it. And I was like, you
This
never,
is the same guy.
huh?
This is the same guy from before.
No, this is through Reddit.
Okay.
Um,
After the Booking.com scam?
no, this is before. This is this was before. So you've got Reddit, and then you've got Booking.com, and then you've got, hey, I need more money for another hotel. That's the order this went down.
Okay.
Well, we were on the way down to Florida. Ruby went with me. Ruby and I were the first ones to leave out of our entire group of like 10. And none of us had paid them yet because you don't pay them until you get there. And then our dumbasses paid him on the way down there. And he was like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it. Like, I feel really bad, you guys. Like, you guys are the first ones going down there. I can just give you the code and stuff. I just feel really bad, you all. And we were like, okay, that's fine, whatever. Blocked. Gone. MIA.
Yep.
Ruby and I are in, like, Georgia at this point. On the way to Miami. And we're like, everybody else is on airplanes. So we can't text them. Scammed the fuck out.
How much?
Ruby and I sent him, I think, $250 each.
Not terrible.
It's not terrible, but everybody else sent different amounts because he got what he could get out of everybody. Like,
yeah. Oh, so all your friends got scammed too?
Like Ty. I met Ty that I went to Charlottesville with, or Richmond with. And then I met Tyler, the one that I went to North Carolina with, Raleigh. Travis Scott, Sexy Red.
Okay.
I met them through Reddit. It was the craziest thing ever. They both went to Radford, and I just somehow met them through Reddit. But I think he sent more money than we sent, or it might have been Tyler. And I think the other one was supposed to send half and then send the other half later. So that was the first scam. And then we tried to book this hotel through, or this unit through Booking.com. And got scammed again.
And how much was that per person?
Ooh, it was about $2,000, not per person, but there was like 8 of us.
So over $200.
Yeah,
So probably 200. So $250.
Yeah.
So now all of you are out $500 or more.
Yeah. And then
Wow.
but you know what? To beat it all, we ended up finding this really good hotel in Fort Lauderdale, I believe. Like Hollywood. I think it was Hollywood, maybe. Somewhere around there. I cannot remember the name of it worth my life now, but I have it bookmarked on Booking.com because it is one of the best hotel experiences I've ever had. Especially given the circumstances. They were cheap. They were so nice and friendly. The rooms were so nice. It was so cool. The area around us was so safe. We were beachfront. You know how I get, especially on my trips, going crazy because you live once, YOLO. All of us somehow got locked out of our room, drunk.
Oh
Drunk.
my God. I would never, ever vacation with you again if this was our trip. Oh my God.
It's really not that bad.
I would never go on a vacation with you again.
This one was for the books, though. This one was terrible.
Oh my God.
But we locked ourselves out of our room. It was honestly, I'm not gonna lie, it was probably like 4:30 in the morning, 5. And it's just a little family-owned hotel. Like, it's not a chain. I cannot remember. I was like maybe Agua something. Agua Hotel. I think it was Agua Hotel.
Where was this?
There's 2 of them. There's one in Miami Beach, and then there's one up north. I think around like Fort Lauderdale, maybe
Fort
Hollywood.
Lauderdale's in Florida.
Yeah.
Okay.
but there's two different ones.
Okay.
But it was just like this little family hotel, and they wouldn't answer their phones, so we kept calling them, and they eventually answered their phones, and they came out there and made us a new key and gave it to us, and didn't charge us.
Wow.
Yeah, like they were phenomenal.
Y'all are terrible.
Listen,
You
given
guys
what
are
we went
terrible
through,
people.
we did not give a flying fuck at
You
that point.
woke those poor people up in the middle of the night to make you a goddamn room key. You people are terrible.
And then the next day, we were like an hour and a half late for checkout.
I would never, ever, 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 ever vacation with you.
Oh my god, it was bad. It was bad.
Again,
It was
if
bad.
that was our experience. No.
It was bad. It was so bad.
Bad? That's horrendous.
It was horrendous.
I'd be pissed. I'd be so mad.
But you know what? That's where you have to just take advantage of the glass half full, like, outlook.
Where's the full?
What do you mean, where's the full?
Well, you didn't name one positive part of this trip.
Listen, we got scammed on the way down there, right? And then we got scammed again. Given the circumstances, we still found a place that we could all afford that was still within driving distance of the Rolling Loud. Given the circumstances, we still made it to Rolling Loud every day and had a fucking blast.
But you still never got your money back for. I'd be suing.
Okay, well then, you know what? Lawyer Cook, you're on the case.
Lar.
Did you make fun of my accent?
I did.
No, don't do it.
Lar.
Lawyer Cook.
Oh,
But no,
shoot.
like, maybe that's why I just never advanced the suing or whatever, because I was like, you know what, I had a good time. You think it's too late to sue?
Probably. Well, wait, what was back in July? Like this past July?
Mm-hmm.
Definitely not. You should.
Really?
Yeah, it's pretty recent.
Okay. Well,
I mean, there are like local law offices that like you could just go in and ask them if it's worth pursuing, and they'll tell you. They won't charge you. It's like go to like people that like need to get their name out there. You know what I mean?
oh yeah, that's true.
Like don't go to like a big fancy schmancy lawyer office because they'll charge you $100 just to even talk to you. But like go to like somebody who like needs work and be like, you know, just
Maybe I'll be rich by season 2.
if you're rich by season 2, we moving.
Yeah, we are. We buying the whole damn lot. We'll start renting. But no, that was a wild trip. It was definitely probably the worst trip I've ever been on. Even though I made the best of it, it was terrible.
I've never had like a lousy trip like that.
Well, it's the blind leading the
had, like,
blind when you travel with me.
I can tell.
It's do it for the plot. You do it for the plot.
See, you're the type to just like pack your bags and just go.
Yeah.
Like just figure it out on the way.
Because you'll never get the chance to do it again.
Yeah, not if you die.
Well, but that's the mindset I have. I don't care because I grew up with so many regrets. I have so many regrets from my childhood. I don't want to make another regret. Why did I never do that?
I've planned everything my whole life and I don't have a single regret.
Good for you.
Except for one. But that's probably
Good for you. I just don't want to.
When I go on vacations, like I get paranoid if I just like don't know what I'm doing or where I'm going or like. I mean, like I don't necessarily plan like the day, like okay, we're gonna wake up at this time, go here. But I'm saying like travel wise, like I want to plan that shit out. I want to have that ready to go, know what I'm doing, when I'm doing it, where I'm going.
No, I keep a really loose plan.
And then like on vacation, like I'll have like a somewhat idea. Like there are things that I want to do, you know.
But you know how like spontaneous I am. It just fits me.
Yeah.
Maybe that's just the ADHD.
I could never. I'm sorry. I could just never like go to an airport, buy a plane ticket, and be like,
"Sayonara,
later, skaters." I'm going to Milwaukee.
I
You know what I
mean,
mean?
honestly, though, no, oh, why not? But see, how are you supposed to turn down a $15 plane ticket to Denver, Colorado?
By not driving to the airport.
It just sounds so simple. It's only $15 and you get to go halfway across the country.
Yeah, but like, what do you do like for work?
What do I do for work?
Like you just go for the day?
Well, okay, so that's the thing. This is when my like enjoyment for finding deals and stuff really comes in handy because I'll sit there for like 3 hours and check every possible way back home just to make sure I can still get back home because I don't want to fly over there for $15 and then have to pay $400 to fly back.
Yeah.
If I can find
That would suck.
yeah,
That would rip.
I'm not that trustworthy.
That would rip.
But if I can find a flight the next day for $15, if I can find a flight in 3 days for $15, absolutely. I can eat ramen and walk because I'm probably gonna stay in the city anyways.
Do you just go for like a day? Well, like what do you do? Like I the lack of leg room, the going through the all the security and shit, the line waiting.
It doesn't bother me
It's
at
not
all.
worth it to me.
See, but I think it's
You'd
almost
have to like you'd have to have your flight leave at like butt fuck in the morning.
no. It's exact. I love a red eye flight.
Like a late night one?
I love to go on a flight at 11 p.m. and get off at 7 a.m. That's what I did for London. That's what I did to come back from California too. My favorite way.
Yes, yeah, because you can just sleep.
Bingo.
I can't with all the leg room though.
You're also though how much taller than me?
Significantly.
Yeah.
But like I remember my last flight to when I went on a flight to Hawaii, I was like I felt bad for all the people that sat in front of me. I swear to God, I was kicking them seats. Like my knees was like pushing on them
Well,
seats.
see,
I had to like put my feet out like this, like put my toes out so that my shoes hit, so that my shoes could fit under the seat, and I could extend my leg out enough to stretch my knee.
and that's something I don't have to think about or worry about.
Oh my
When
God.
traveling, that stuff doesn't bother me.
No.
I can fit in
Even
much
in the
smaller
car,
spaces.
like I can't even sit in the car for that long anymore. Like
And I love driving.
like I'll drive up to Pennsylvania in one shot from here in 6.5 hours. I'll drive up there in one shot and be fine. But like anything longer than that, I'm tanked. I need to like get out. I need to get out and stretch my legs. Like I can't. My legs physically will hurt otherwise.
No. I guess I'm just short enough to have that luxury.
You're just used to your short king privilege.
There we go.
Not
The
really,
one and
it's not
only
really a thing,
privilege.
but that's kind of like the one and only privilege. But
No, maybe it's just I like the process of traveling because I like driving long drives to these places.
I prefer road trips. We were talking about this earlier.
Mhm.
I prefer road trips over like flying. I think that there's something to be said for the journey. You know what I mean? There's something to be said for the driving there. I think that's cool, like driving through all the states and stuff.
Mhm.
But like flying there, it's just like
So much fun.
no. Sometimes it's just like man, it's a cop out.
A cop out.
It's a quick, easy.
A
Fly right
cop
over, you know?
out.
Drive there. My thing is that whenever I fly somewhere, I am so freaking annoyed that I don't have my car.
That's true. I
Like I
can't
went to
fly
Hawaii, I
places.
was so annoyed not having a car.
That is very true.
Like it was a 10-day vacation, no car. Had to go everywhere that everybody went. So annoying because we only had the one rental car. But like even if you like in your case, some people don't like some places you can't rent a car until you're 25.
Mm-hmm.
So like you can't rent a car. You can't even rent a car. But I hate not being able to have my car there. That's why I like to drive there.
No, I could see that because that's also a concern I have to take into account for certain places as well.
Yeah.
How easily accessible is it by foot?
Yeah.
Because like you can fly into New York and for the most part be okay on foot.
Yeah.
I flew into London and was just fine.
And even so, like everything's so connected in New York. You can go from JFK to the train station to Grand Central to you know what I mean. Like and then you're
However, Las Vegas,
Yeah.
You gotta have a car.
Yeah.
You are not
I've never been
traveling.
over to the west side, but
You cannot. So it's actually a thing at the Vegas airport where you can see the strip from the airport and it looks like a short, maybe 15-20 minute walk. It's miles. It's miles long. And you can, nobody ever knows how long it is if you're a tourist, and everybody tries. It's like a known thing, yeah.
everybody tries to what?
Walk to the strip because they think it's so much closer than what it really is.
I feel like I'd be able to tell. Now I want to go
You gotta-
now I gotta go try this.
See, and this is a
I gotta
perfect
go.
example. We
I
find
gotta
us
go.
a $40 flight from Roanoke,
I am not
to
going to
Vegas,
Vegas
and then
on
we
a whim.
we go look at the strip, and then you're like, oh yeah, you're right, and then we fly back 6 hours later.
No.
That is like,
She's like, ah, damn, you got me. All right, back at the plane.
see, no, that answer.
No, I'm not going on. I'm not flying to Vegas just to walk out onto a strip that is apparently miles and miles and miles further away than the human eye perceives. I'll take your word for it.
All right.
All right, but anyway, thank you so much for listening. We hope you had a blast. Yeah, we always love doing these. We're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube. We are hopefully starting a TikTok.
I will get that done ASAP, you all.
He's been slacking,
A$AP Rocky.
so we're hopefully gonna get that out soon to you. But yeah, we'll be on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. Make sure you listen and subscribe and get alerts to wherever you need to, so that you can hear our episode every week. But thank you so much again for listening, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.